Yes, good evening everyone. Today we're starting with the UGC NET in Management and Commerce, and we are picking the very first topic. If you are getting my voice, so please reply. If you are getting my voice. So from today onwards, we are starting the batches for UGC NET in Management and Commerce and Economics. This is batch is basically for UGC NET in Management and Commerce. So from today onwards, we are starting the batches, and the timing will be for the today. The timing is 3:30, and the regular classes will be 11:30 to 12:30 or 11 to 12 a.m. Okay, so we are picking the very first topic from the international businesses for UGC in a management, and while talking about the UGC NET in a commerce, so this is the very first topic we are picking. So whenever you will feel any query, okay, so you can send me the message. Okay, so this is totally, I'm just giving the 3 days demo classes. There will be a 3 days demo classes for all the students. After the 3 days, video will be unlisted. All those students who have paid the fees, they will be able to see the video. Okay, so let us start. Please reply if you are getting my voice. If you are getting my voice, please reply. Okay, so I've already told you that we have branches in across the UP. We have more than the 15 branches which is successfully running, and which is we are expanding our businesses. We are expanding our branches in across the India. So today, once again, all those students who have joined so once again, good evening everyone. Today we are picking the very first topic for UGC NET in Management and Commerce. Okay, got it. So the topic what we are picking, that is all about the business environment. So I'll tell you. Okay, so the topic will be the business environment and the globalization and what are the various mode of international businesses. Okay, so before starting with the what is the business environment, so we should have basic idea about what is business. Getting a point? Okay. If you just want to know about the business environment, firstly we should have basic idea about what is all about the business. So business is a human activities carried out by the unified effort of different categories of peoples to produce the wealth through the production and distribution of the goods and services. And according to the Malvin, business is the way by which men make their living. Means business is all about it's human activities carried by the unified effort to the different categories people to produce the wealth through the production and distribution of the goods and services. Simple, getting a voice. So what is all about the business? In a business, there is the exchange of product and services. Okay, so when we are talking about what is all about the business activities always performed by the certain human activities, and there is always some certain exchange of goods and services while talking about the businesses. Now second, if we are more concerned about the environment, the worth, growth and the continuous development of organizations are influenced by a wide range of variables like employees, customers, supplier, producers, competitions. The thing is that why we are requiring some certain study of business environment. Getting my point? Suppose that if we are talking about the business environment, then why we are requiring some certain business environment? There are some certain compulsions, certain reason behind the study of business environment. Okay, now what are the reasons? Suppose that you belongs to India and you are looking for the businesses, you are looking for the business expansion in across the globe. Okay, because as we know, in a different countries, in a different region and different geographical boundaries, they have the different what we call, they have different perception, they have different religion, they have different culture, they have different clientage, they have different climate. So the thing is that without analysis of those business environment factors, we will not be able to get the success in the market. So that is the only reasons we are requiring some certain analysis of the business environment. Okay. Now, what is the business environment? Business environment refers to those aspects of the surroundings of business enterprises which affect or influence its operations and determine its effectiveness. I have already told you, without analyzing, without recognizing the business environmental factors, we cannot enter in our international business. So the thing is that, so whenever we just want to be moved in any country, suppose that you belongs to India and you just want to be moved in a South Africa. And so without recognizing the need, without recognizing the want and demand of the different countries, we will not be able to get it the certain success in the market. So that is the only reasons we have to be analyze the business environment factors. How can we get it? How can we get it some certain success in the market? So according to the Keith David, business environment is the aggregate of all conditions, event, influences that surround it and affect it. Because whenever we are entering in a new businesses and we are entering in a new market, we have to be faced n number of the variables, n number of the factors which is going to be directly or indirectly impact on your businesses. Now, what are the your visibility? I am unable to hear you. Your visibility, your video is getting paused. I don't think so, because voice is clear. Still you are facing the problem? Again, please, if anybody who is still facing the problem, please click on the, again, please click on the link and restart the video. Okay. Now we are moving towards what is all about the nature of business environment. So what is the nature of business environment? It's very complex, interdependency, dynamic. We have some certain different nature of business environment also. So firstly, we're starting with the complex. Okay. So nature of business environment, complex. Environment consists of a number of factors, events, conditions arising from the different sources which impact the businesses, thus making the business complex. I know, not even I know, everybody know who is actually doing some certain businesses. Whenever we are just want to be analyze the business environment in the market, we have to be make very complex thinking because factors are very complex. Or if without recognizing those factors, we have to be face the market failure situations in the long run. Okay, so that is the only reasons we have to be say the nature of business environment is very complex. Second is the interdependency. Factors which actually affecting the business environment like social factors, economical factors, legal factors, cultural factors, political factors we have, they are interdependent. Okay. Example, a rich country can make the sufficient expenditure on the research and development. Why I'm saying like this? Because I've already told you, in a different country are having the different per capita income, their purchasing power is different, their purchasing power is different, their climate is different, their economic power is different. So if suppose that when we are moving in a South African country, maybe we are talking about the Lesotho or Tanzania or some other country, their purchasing power is very low. So we cannot go with the some scheming strategy. We have the two marketing strategy. One is the scheming and another is the penetration. I'll tell you when I'll teach you the marketing. So we have to be make sure whether you are going with the scheming strategy or you are going with the penetration strategy. So what is all about the scheming strategy? I'm just telling you in a very short. Scheming strategy. What is all about the scheming strategy? So scheming strategy, you are keeping the high prices of your product and services at an early stage of product life cycle. Okay, product life, we know na product life cycle, introduction, growth, maturity, then decline. So if suppose that if you are entering in the market with the scheming strategy, you are keeping the high prices of the product and services at the early stage of product life cycle, gradually you are decreasing, and your target market is a South African country where the low per capita income, where the economy is very low, GDP is very low, you cannot sell the product with the scheming strategy. So that is the only reasons we have to be decide, we have to be analyze the factors depending on the country to country. And in a same manner, if suppose that we are entering a European market or American market, in a China and Japan, in some different countries, even the Middle East, Dubai, there are two students who have joined this class from the Dubai also. So if suppose we are talking about the Middle East, their per capita income is very high. Their per capita income is very high, so they can buy the product at a very higher cost also. So that is the only reasons we have to be very careful about the pricing also. Got it? Next, dynamic. Business environment is a dynamic and it keeps the changing in terms of technology improvements, changes in the consumer preferences. It's very simple. Technologies are changing in a day by day. In a every 6 months, what actually used to be happen in a 1970 and 1980, 1990. If suppose that any company they have launched, they have invented any mobile phone in a 1990 era or 2000 era, so that the product life cycle of that particular mobile was at least for 3 years or 4 years. But while talking about the as of now, while talking about the current marketing perspective, product life cycle of technological product is very low because technological advancement. So that is the only reasons that in business environment is in a dynamic in a nature. Okay. Next, we are moving towards uncertainties. Yes, uncertainty is very high. Business environment is a largely uncertain as it is very difficult to predict the future happenings. Nobody knows about the future and the uncertainty is very high in a business environment. We have to make sure, we have to make certain plan to overcome from that particular uncertainty. Because if suppose that we are in the era of 2019, nobody has ever thought about the COVID-19. Business has been collapsed, economy has been collapsed. So that is the only reasons that uncertainty is very high. Uncertainty is very high in terms of what we call in terms of business environment. Sandhya ma'am, no video. Why it is happening? Ma'am, click on the new link. I don't think so. Video is working properly. Okay. So uncertainty, I've already told you. Next, relativity. Business environment is a relative concept. It is a differ from country to country and regions to region. I'll tell you during the EPRG model. Ethnocentric, polycentric, regiocentric and geocentric. When I'll tell you the EPRG model, then I'll tell you how the country to country marketings will be the different, product will be different, pricing will be different, branding will be different. So the demand of sari is high in India compared to the other countries, as we know, because India is having the different culture, India is having the different preferences. Next, specific and general forces. What are the specific and general forces we are talking about? Specific forces affect the individual enterprises directly and immediately, whereas general forces have impact on all business enterprises. Got it? So if we are talking about the nature of business environment, we have some certain specific factors which is directly impacting on the business, and there are some general factor which is also impact on the all type of business enterprises. Next, forecasting is not possible for all development. Yes, I've already told you during the uncertainties while talking about the business environment, forecasting of business environments is quite difficult. Now we are moving towards, after the business, I have told you what is business, then business environment, what are the nature of the business environment we have told you, and the next, objective of business environment. What are the objective of business environment? Why we are requiring to recognize, to analyze the business environment factor? So we have some certain factor which is actually required to analyze the business environment. First, that is knowledge of information. Every businessman should be aware about the current environment of the business to change the accordingly. Yes, because without recognizing the business environment factors, we will not be able to get it the certain information which is actually requiring to survive in the market. So that is the only thing. we just want to be fetch it out. We just want to be get it some certain information to run the business in the long run and the short run. Second, basis of decision. It contain all the information which is needed for taking the good decision. Suppose that I'm just giving, I put it down certain examples also. If a business knows about the competitors, suppliers and customers, they take decision about price, purchase, salaries and all other things. Okay, suppose that you just want to be make any decision. You just want to be make any decision regarding the pricing strategy or product development or launching of new product, launching of new businesses, or you just want to be make certain new promotional activities. So if you are having the certain informations, you have analyzed the business environment factors in a very perfect manner, then what you have to do, you can take the very appropriate decision for your businesses. Next, helpful in making a policies. Yes, for making the good policies, good business policies, one need to know and scan business through the business environment. Okay, so whenever we just want to be make certain policies for your businesses, so we have to be analyze the business environment factors. Next, technological planning. In today's environment, it is really important for the business houses to keep themselves changing according to that technology changes in the market. Okay, because what will happen, the same thing happened with the Nokia, it can be same thing happened with your business also. So that is the only thing, we have to be analyze that technological planning. We have to be more concerned about the technology planning. Without the technology planning, we will not be able to get it certain market success. So that is the thing, we have to be analyze the what are the new technologies are coming in the market. Okay, and what are the new technologies are coming in the market, what are the technological advancement are required for your businesses. So this is the thing, without acknowledging the business environment factors, we will not be able to do certain technological planning. Then surviving in the business. Yes, if you just want to be run your business for the long run, what we have to do, we have to be do some certain market research to do certain business environment analysis. Okay, so this is all about what we have told you regarding business environment factors. I have told you what are the nature of business environment. I have told what are the objective of business environment. I have told what is all about the business environment. I think nobody is having any doubt. Till if anybody is having any doubt, please ask. If anyone is having any query, so please they may ask. Okay, so types of business environment. What are the types of business environment? Now this is the real topic which is going to be, I'll tell you. Okay, because at least 2 to 3 questions, means 4 to 6 marks will be from this particular topic. Okay, so we have to be very carefully, we have to be read out, analyze these particular topic. Okay, so now types of business environment. So types of business environment, we have business environment divided in a 2 part: internal environment and the external environment. Okay, yeah, internal factors or external factors. Okay, so we have some certain internal factors, we have some certain external factors. So why we have to be study, why we are dividing the business environment factors in a 2 part? Because there are some certain reason behind it. What are those reason? Because we have some certain controllable factor and we have some certain uncontrollable factors. Okay, so we have some certain controllable factors and uncontrollable factors. And the UGC asks the questions in a such a manner, what are the controllable factors for business perspective and what are the uncontrollable factors we have. Got it? Please reply if anybody is having any doubt till now. Okay, so we are moving towards what are the controllable factors we have, what are the uncontrollable factors. So in a business environment, we have divided in a 2 part: internal factors and external factors. In an external environment, we have divided in a 2 part: micro environment and macro environment. Got it? So we are starting with the internal environment. So what are the internal environment factors we have? You can note down, even I'll send you this particular slide after this lecture. Okay. So these factors, internal factors is the fully controllable factors. Please note down. So whatever the factors we have, which actually showing in a comes under the internal factor, this is totally controllable factors. Got it? And what are the internal factors we have? Financial resources, physical and human resources, objective of businesses, work environment, corporate image, labor management, relationship, technological capabilities, and apart from this, research and development, mission of company, vision of company. Okay. So this is totally internal factor, means all those factors which is comes under the organizational premises. Okay. All those factors which is comes under the organizational premises, those factors are internal factors which is totally controllable. Got it? So what are those factors? If suppose simple, we will talk about that is 5 M's of production. What are the 5 M's? Men, machine, material, method, money. So this is the 5 M's of internal environment. Apart from 5 M's, we have objective of businesses, mission statement of the business, vision statement of the businesses, policies we have, research and development we have. So whatever the factor which is actually comes under the internal environment, those factors are fully controllable factors. Okay. Got it? So those factors are which is totally controllable factors we have. Clear? Now while talking about the uncontrollable factors, okay, so if suppose that if you are preparing for any interview, once you qualified UGC NET or you are preparing for any interview in a higher education, if somebody will ask you what are the controllable factors, what are the uncontrollable factors, what are the internal factors and what are the external factors. So you can say all those factors which comes under the organizational premises, those factors are the internal factor and which is totally controllable factors. Got it? Because as we know, men we can control. If suppose that I have started new businesses, all those human resources we have recruited for your company, they will work under your guidance, because it's totally in your hand, it's totally depending on your perception. Okay, so human resources is in your hand, machine, method, money. Okay, so that is the only reason ki internal factors we call as a controllable factors. While talking about the external factors, we have divided in a two part, micro environment and a macro environment. In a macro environment, we have pastel analysis. Apart from pastel, demographic. This will be written in the next slide. Pastel stands for political, economical, social, technological. Another E for environmental, L for legal. Demographic factor, then natural factor. This is totally called macro environment we have. While talking about the micro environmental factor, this is supplier, wholesaler, then retailer, then distributor, then agency, then manufacturer. Okay. Now we are moving towards what is the internal factors we have. I've already told you. Internal factor, financial factor, factors like financial policies, financial procedures, capital structure of the company, also important internal environment affecting the business performance, strategies and decision. So whatever the amount you just want to be keep, whatever the investment you just want to be put it down for your businesses, it is totally your decision. That is the only reason we call financial factors as a controllable factors. Okay. Physical and human resources. What will be the plant location? What will be the plant layout for your businesses? Again, it's totally on your decision. Okay. And human resources, the characteristics of the human resources like skill, quality, morale, commitment contributes to the strength and weakness of an organization. So we know the human resources is totally depending on the company's decision, and but human resources plays a very vital role for any organization. Okay, but again, this is totally controllable factors we have. Then objective of the businesses, whatever the objective of your businesses is totally again your decision. Then work environment, every company they have the different work environment. So the organizational structure, suppose that there are, I'll teach you this particular topic during the management practices. Whether you just want to use the staff, or whether you just want to use a line or project or product or matrix, we have the different organizational structures we have. So it's totally your decision. Again, it's totally your decision whether you just want to use the matrix organizational structure or project organizational structure or product organizational structure. So work environment again plays a very vital role for the business environment. First, we have to make sure what type of the organizational structure you just want to used for your businesses. Again, it's totally controllable factors. Next, company image and brand, labor management relationship, research and development, and technological capabilities. I've already told you all these factors. Then we are moving towards the external environment. External environment, we have already told you, classified in the two parts, the micro environment and the macro environment. In a micro environment, I've already told you the factors which are close to the company and affect its ability to work constitute the micro environment. It is known the operating environment of businesses, because whatever the micro environment factors we have, they are directly impacting on your operational activities of your businesses. So that is the thing we call micro environment of external environment. Please do remember. Okay. So micro environment comes under the external environment. So what are the micro environmental factors we have? Suppliers. So it's a very complicated and it's a very what we call debatable topic, because somehow micro environmental factors which actually comes under the external factor, they are somehow controllable, they are somehow uncontrollable. In many books I have read it out, they have put it down, internal factors is controllable and external factors is uncontrollable. But after so many research, and I'm just teaching these many topics since last 10, 11 years, so I came after analyzing the different research paper and the different books. Now I'm able to differentiate what are the micro factors which is totally controllable, what are the micro factors which is totally uncontrollable. So micro, please do remember one line which is actually not written in the particular slide, not even this slide, even not in the whole PPT. Micro environment of external environment is also controllable factors. Okay, so you can, because after analyzing the UGC NET paper of at least last 20 years, now I can say, because they are also putting the right answers of those candidates who are put it down like this, what actually I'm just telling you. Okay, so micro environment factors, mostly micro environmental factors are controllable. Only one factor which is somehow controllable, somehow uncontrollable. Now supplier who supply the who supply the raw material. Suppose that I just want to be manufacturing that particular digital board. So we'll requiring some certain glass, we'll requiring some certain plastic, we are requiring some certain electrical boards. So all those persons who are actually supplying certain raw materials for your businesses, those persons is called supplier. So supplier is fully controllable factor, because supplier is in your hand. Suppose that we have the different suppliers available in the market. So it will be your decision whether you are choosing the A supplier or B supplier or C supplier or D supplier. And the price negotiation again totally depending on your decision. So that is the thing, that is the only reason we call as a supplier, as a supplier is a controllable factors. Customers, success of any businesses depend upon the identifying customers, their needs, their likes, their wants, their demand. Okay, so enhancing the level of customer satisfaction, the major task for business to create the sustainable customers. So customer is somehow controllable and customer is somehow uncontrollable factors. Why I am saying like this, somehow controllable, somehow uncontrollable? Because during the market segmentation, I'll tell you this particular topic in a different lecture. During the market segmentation, we target the market. You must have listened this particular topic, particular concept. STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So while doing some STP for your company, we have to be make sure whether you are launching a product for the high level customer or low level customer or mid level customer. This is for young, adult, male, female, kids. So during the market segmentation, we always divide the market on the different slices on the basis of common characteristics of the customer. So that is the only reasons key we know. Suppose that I am just selling this particular digital board, I know who can be your customer. Okay, so this is the thing. Customer is somehow controllable and somehow uncontrollable. Next, competitors. Competitor means other business unit which are marketing of producing similar products or very close substitute. As we know, who is competitor? Okay, so every company in across the globe, they have different competitors. They have some certain competitors. So competitors is also somehow controllable, because if suppose that I'm just running my own coaching institute, I cannot compete with an automobile company. Getting a point? So suppose I'm just running my classes at a Lucknow location, so I know who will be my competitors. Though being in a coaching institutes, we have to keep the prices of our product, because there is a certain, we have intangible products. Whatever the courses we are selling to you, it's just like a product, which is actually not even the product. There are two types of product: is a tangible product and intangible product. We are selling you as a intangible products. Okay, so being in a coaching institute, we have to do certain pricing for your product and services. So while making certain pricing, decision, what we have to do, we have to make sure about the analysis of the competitors. So what actually happening? So competitors is also somehow controllable. Okay, if suppose that case, certain coaching centers are, they are keeping the price, they are keeping the fees of particular courses is 30,000 or 40,000 rupees. So somehow we have to keep the product prices in a nearby. Okay, so that is the only thing. The competitors also making the decision, and you are also making the decision on the basis of the competitors analysis, and competitors also making the decision of their product and services on the basis of our analysis. Next, marketing intermediaries. So who is the marketing intermediaries? All those persons who are supplying the goods from suppliers to the final customer is called marketing intermediaries. Then public is any group that has an actual or potential interest or in the impact of an organization's ability to achieve its interest. Some companies are seriously affected by such public. So this is all about the micro environmental factors we have told you. Except the customer, all the factors, there will be some other factors also. We have put it down very few factors. Apart from this, stakeholders, you can note down this factor. Then shareholders, retailer, wholesaler. Actually, what we have to do, I have put it down the marketing intermediary. These all retailer and the stakeholder and wholesaler, manufacturer, agency, distributors, they all come under the marketing intermediaries. But shareholders and the stakeholders, they don't come under the marketing intermediaries. So we have around 8-9 factors which comes under the micro environment, and they are totally controllable factor except the customer. Customer is somehow controllable and customer is somehow uncontrollable factors. Now we are moving towards the macro environment. All those factors I have told you, PESTEL. Apart from this, demographic and natural factor. These all 8 factor is totally uncontrollable. Means business enterprises, organization has no right to control these 7-8 factors. So that is the only reason we call macro factor, which actually comes under the external environment. All factors are uncontrollable factors. So macro environment means general environment of businesses. Macro forces are uncontrollable. In a comparison to the micro forces of environment, the growth and survival of businesses depend upon its adaptabilities to macro environmental factors. Okay, so economic environment and non. We have classified macro environment factors in a two part. You don't need to go in a detail in an economic environment and non-economic environment. So in an economic environment, as we know, to know the economic environment of a country or a businesses, one has to understand the economic policies of the nations. Okay, and these policies put direct impact of the working and the success of the businesses, economic conditions, economic policies. Okay, so we have classified the macro environment factors in a two part, in economic factors and non-economic factors. In a non-economic, we have socio-economic factors, legal factors, and international environment. I'll tell you in some other way. And political factors and political factors. Now we are classifying about the. You just need to remember these factors: spatial analysis, then demographic, then natural. Now we are starting from one by one. Firstly, I am just starting with the political factors. Okay. So political environment, as we know, political environment which is totally uncontrollable. Political environment consists of factors related to the management of public affairs that have a considerable impact on the businesses of an organization. It impacts the legislations and the government rules and regulations under which business organizations operate in a country. Means, suppose that if you just want to be start any new businesses, or you just want to expand your business in a different location, in a different geographical boundaries of the countries, or different geographical boundaries of the across the globe, then what we have to do, we have to be analyze the political environment, because without recognizing the political environment, we will not be able to get it certain success in the market. Because in a political environment, we have to be more concerned about the two factors: political intervention, we have, and political instability. Because we will not target those states, we will not target those countries where the political intervention is very high. Got it? So that is the only reasons we can take the example of the UP and Bihar. Despite of having the mass consumption era, because we have the population in these two states, UP and Bihar, we have the population of around 35 crore, but we have very less industries, because just because of this particular factor, that is political intervention. So what we have to do, we will not target those countries where the political intervention is very high. Not even since last 5 years, since 1950, since 1947, these two state political has involved in a very bad manner. So that is the thing. The industries has never moved in these two states. So despite of having the mass consumption, despite of having the huge demand in these two states, we have very less industries. Okay. And secondly, the political instability. The political instability is again one of the major reasons. If suppose that you are entering in such a market, in such a state, in such a country where the political stability is not there, means there is a political instability. What actually happen? Suppose that you are moving in a one state just because of certain policies. Suppose that new government came into the market. New elected government came into the existence. They have relaxed certain taxes policies, certain liberal policies. They have made certain liberal policy. They have reduced the tariff rate. They have reduced the taxes rate. They have reduced the different documentation procedure. So just because of to getting the benefit of those taxes rebate or certain benefit of that particular state or particular country. Okay, if suppose that when you have started your businesses there, and you have set up your businesses, if suppose that government has changed in a very frequent manner, because new government always come with the new policies. So that is the only reasons what we have to do. We have to be target those countries where those countries or those states where the political stability is there. Got it? So that is the only reason political environment plays a very key role. We will target those countries where the political environment in a very good manner, political environment is in a very in your favor. Not we don't need to go in across the globe. We can see the example of India. There are very few states where the industrialization has been started in a very starting. We were talking about the Maharashtra or Gujarat or Madhya Pradesh since last 20 years. Madhya Pradesh has been drastically increased. Hyderabad or Bangalore, even Punjab also. So there are Delhi NCR. So we have very few states where the government policies are in the favor of industries. So that is the thing. We have to make sure about the political environment. Second, economic environment. E stand for economic environment. I'm just talking about the pastel. Okay. In an economic environment, we have to target those countries where the economic stability is there. Means there is a certain pace of GDP rate. There is a certain pace of national income. There is a certain optimum level of taxes system. There is a minimum taxes. There is a exchange rate stability is there in terms of foreign exchange. Okay. So we always target those country. Inflation rate also. So what factors we have to see while talking about the economic factors? Okay, I'm just writing down here. Inflation rate. Okay, GDP, exchange rate, or national income of the country, tax rate. Means suppose that not even the India, whenever you just want to make any new investment, whether in your country or in a different country, we have to make sure about these factors, which is totally uncontrollable. Inflation is not in your hand. Being in industries, being in a manufacturer of any company, we cannot control the inflation. We will not target those countries where the inflation rate is very high, because inflation is also harmful for economy. Inflation is also very bad for the industries, and deflation is also very bad for economies. So we have to target those countries where the inflation is controlled. If we'll talk about the we'll talk about the Zimbabwe, or we'll talk about the South American countries, Venezuela. If we'll talk about the Venezuela, their inflation rate is in 4 or 5 digits. Okay, so we will not target those countries where the inflation rate is in a very high. Okay, so that is the thing we call inflation rate. Again, is totally uncontrollable factors. GDP rate, again, GDP is not in your hand. Your GDP is in a declining order. Your countries are facing certain slowdown or recession or depression. You cannot do anything. Being in a marketer, what actually we can do? If suppose that GDP in a last quarter, in a very first quarter of 2021, we have seen the GDP data of India was around minus 23 point something. So if your GDP is in a declining, your countries are facing certain declining, countries are facing certain slowdown, or countries are facing certain recession, there is a low demand in the market, so we cannot do anything. So that is the thing. Again, GDP, then exchange rate. What is the exchange rate? Exchange rate is all about if your currency is very much depreciated. There is a currency appreciation and there is a currency depreciation. I'll tell you during the International Monetary Fund. If your exchange rate is exchange rate is not stable, suppose that $1 is suppose that in a 19th of November at 4 o'clock, your currency $1 is equal to 70 rupees, but in any new second or in a very next day, your currency depreciated, $1 became the 75 rupees. So we should not target those countries where the exchange rate is very much unstable. Okay, so again, exchange rate is not in your hand. So this is the thing, what we call economic environment is totally uncontrollable we have. Then tax rate, we should not target those countries where the taxes is very much high. Okay, so we always target those countries where the tax rate is very stable. Okay, while talking about the direct taxes or indirect taxes. Then S stand for the social factor. Okay. Social factors, we have a different slice for the social factor. Social factor and socio-cultural factor. The socio-cultural environment factor consists of human relationship and the development. Some of the important factors in a social environment are the buying and consumption habit of the people, the languages, beliefs, values, customs, traditions. Okay, as we know, in a different countries, different regions, different geographical era, they have the different consumption pattern, they have different fashions, they have different languages, different beliefs, different values, different customs. So without acknowledging, without analyzing those factors, we will not get a certain success in the market. So that is the thing. If suppose that change in the fashion, if you are making any, if you are in apparel industries, so fashion are changing in a very frequent manner. So without acknowledging without analyzing those factors, we will not get a certain success in the market. So this is the thing, we have to make sure about certain socio-cultural factors. Then L stands for the legal environment. Every country follows its own system of law. The companies operating in the global market have to take into the account the provisions with respect to the legal environment prevalent in the countries which they do businesses. These law and regulations affect the day-to-day operations of businesses. We will not target those countries where the legal system or legal aspect of the businesses is very complex. We always try to enter in those market where the legal policies, legal businesses, legal activities is very smooth. So that is the only reasons we have launched, while talking about the India, we have launched the easy of doing businesses. We used to have around 140 rank in 2014. Now it came down up to the 70 or 67. Okay, I don't remember the actual data, but around till start from 140 to the 67. So that is the thing. We should target those countries where the legal environment is very flexible, but there is no access documentation are required. So that is the thing, you must have listened single window clearance. So single window clearance is all about, again, what we could do in a single window clearance we use in an international business. Suppose that any company who actually belongs to the South Africa or Dubai or different companies, different countries, they just want to be enter in an Indian market. What actually was happening before the 2014 and after the 2014, and central government of India, they have launched one single window clearance. Means anyone who just want to be enter in an Indian market, they have to be apply their file in a single window, and that single window clearance, all those persons who are sitting at a single window, their responsibility to make it certain clearance to provide all type of assistance to the business enterprises. So this is the thing, we have to make sure very liberal policies, we have to make very easy of doing businesses for the multinational corporations. Then environmental factors. In environmental factors, we have the climate change. Yesterday only we have discussed about. We should not target those countries where the environment is very unstable. We will not target our, we will not launch, we will not settle down our plant in the particular place where the temperature in a minus 40 degree or 58 degree or 59 degree or 55 degree. So we should target those countries, or we should target those states, those places where the climates are very stable. Okay, and now I hope it's crystal clear. I have already told you what is all about the internal factors, what is all about the external factors. In external factors, the micro factors I have told, then macro factors I have told. Last, what is all about the significance of business environment? First mover advantage. Awareness of environment help and enterprises to take the advantage of early opportunities instead of losing them to the competitors. Example, I put it down, Jio in a 4G services. Reliance Jio was the first company who have started the 4G services in India. So means everyone, all those in a present scenario, we are talking about the startups. So what is all about the startup? Startup always come with a very innovative products. If you just want to be entered in a market and very new or innovative product, you can get it certain first mover advantage. If we are talking about the academics in a same business where actually we are dealing, okay, so you must have listened the name of Unacademy. Unacademy was the first company in India who have started the online classes in a very organized manner, or YouTubing, and the online classes are running since last 8 or 9 years. But Unacademy platform, they came into the market with a very new innovative concept. But later on, things has been changed. But all those companies, not even the Unacademy we are talking about, there are many companies. While talking about the Jio or Reliance always come with a very innovative product. While talking about the retail, they have started the Subiksha, that was the grocery store in 2004 and 5. So Reliance always come with a very innovative product. Okay, so if we are able to analyze the business environment factors in a very perfect manner, then what we have to do, what we can actually do, we can take the first mover advantage. If you are entering in a market and you are able to get it certain first mover advantage of the businesses, first mover advantage of any industry, what we can do, we can get a certain benefit of your businesses. The early warning signal, if suppose that we have analyzed, we have acknowledged all the factors of business environment, what we can do, we can analyze those uncertainties of the businesses which is actually going to become in an upcoming market. So that is the thing. There are many companies who have least impact from the COVID, because in the month of October 19 and November 19, there were very few companies who have recognized, who have analyzed the business environment factors of COVID-19. So they have made certain policies, they have made certain arrangement, and accordingly they started working. So that is the thing. If you are able to analyze the business environmental factors, what we can do, we can get it certain early warning signals for your businesses. Then customer focus, simple. Strategy formulation, accordingly we can formulate the strategy. Environmental monitoring provide the relevant information about the business opportunities on the basis of which firm makes their strategies, ITC in a travel and tourism sector. Okay. So we can, because without the acknowledging the business environment, without acknowledging the factors, we cannot make the certain strategy. I'll tell you this particular topic once I'll tell you the strategic management. Okay. So we can, here you can understand, we can easily formulate the strategy. Public image, we can make certain good, very public image, that is called a brand image also. We can make certain very good brand image in front of public. Then continuous learning, environmental analysis serve the broad and the ongoing education for the business executives so they can react in an appropriate time, in an appropriate manner. Okay, so this is all about the continuous learning. Now next is all about the environmental scanning. This topic will be start from the tomorrow. Okay, so if anybody is having any doubt regarding the business environment, I have told you, because there are 2 students who have joined from the Dubai, because they just want to be, because academics, craziness in academics are increasing day by day, especially in a technical educations. So 2 students, they are continuously contacting me since last 3-4 days. They just want to be entered again. They are just looking for certain PhDs in India. So timing will be changed, because we have some certain time zone changes, because they have the 2.30 minutes. Okay. So there are certain time zone different. That is the only reasons we have to make sure with the timings. Okay. So for today, timing was 3:30 to 4:30. We will discuss with all those 5 paid students who have already made the payment of the particular courses. So this 3 days will be the demo classes. All those students who have already taken the demo classes, so there will not be further any demo classes. They have to make the payment of the fees by today evening. And after 3 days, video will be unlisted. And I'll teach you in a different tools and techniques. We have the different softwares where I'll teach you with the very specific softwares. So all those students who have get it enrolled, they will be able to watch those videos. So once again, thank you so much for